Hey y'all, my name is Nat. I hope you're having a terrific day today, and for this video we are doing both the birthday book tag and the Halloween book tag. So when this video is coming out, it'll be 2 days past my birthday and a day before Halloween. So I figured, why not put both of these tags together and do them at once, because I wanted to do both of them. Alright, since my birthday was first chronologically, I guess let's go with the birthday tag first. Birthday Cake, a book with a plot that seems cliche, but you adore it anyway. For this one, I'm gonna go with Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. This book was fairly tropey, but I wasn't mad about it. I actually really enjoyed it. It reminded me of like Avatar, The Last Airbender kind of meets Harry Potter. It had an interesting magic system based on Yoruba folklore, which I'd never really been exposed to before, so that was really cool and something new to learn about. And I really liked some of the tropes that were happening, even if it was a bit cringy at times. Next question. Party guests, your most anticipated book release for this year. For this one, I'm gonna go with The Cousins by Karen and McManus. I know you're shocked. The story is basically following a group of cousins who have been invited to their grandmother's house, but their grandmother had initially cut all of her children out of her will. And I'm very interested in this one. It's Karen McManus. I'm sure it's gonna be some kind of a creepy mystery. It comes out December 1st, so I don't have long to wait. Question 3. Birthday presents, a book that surprised you with how much you loved it. For this one, I'm gonna go with a recent read, and that's gonna be the Lunar Chronicles. I really thought that this was gonna be a bit immature, kind of childish, but when I finally started reading the series, I was shocked by how much I loved it. Was the first book a bit predictable? Yes, but the entirety of the series was so well done. It developed into so much more. I loved all the characters. I loved the twists on these fairy tales. I really enjoyed it, and I honestly could see myself rereading it at some point. I'm still kind of surprised that I loved it so much. Next question. The Happy Birthday Song, a book that certainly deserved all the hype it got. Say it with me now. Red, White, and Royal Blue. I definitely understood all the hype after I finally read it. It was so good. So good. Eventually I'll shut up about it. Next question. Happy Music, a book with some very beautiful and truly memorable quotes. Probably most John Green books, particularly I would probably say The Fault in Our Stars, since it was the first John Green book I read, and I mean everyone knows, okay, or it's a metaphor. There's so many in there. Also, I suppose The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky with We Were All Infinite. Next question. Getting Older, a book that you read a long time ago, but you think you would appreciate more if you read it as a more mature reader. For this one, I'm gonna go with Ralph? No. I'm gonna go with Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I had to read this summer going into my freshman year of high school, and I binge read it in like 2 days because I procrastinated the entire summer, unsurprisingly. But I absolutely hated the experience because of that. However, looking back on the book, I think I probably actually would enjoy it, and I want to try to reread it at some point. Final question for the birthday book tag. Sweet Birthday Memories, a book that kept you incredibly happy during a sad or demanding period of your life. For this one, I have to go with the Charlie Davidson series. I know you're probably tired of hearing me talk about this series, but it's just so funny. It has such a great romance, and I loved the mysteries. They always keep me blasting through. And I read these between freshman and sophomore year of high school, and my sophomore year was a particularly stressful year for me. I was on varsity drill team, which is like a dance team, so I was doing dance practice probably about 6 hours a day, 5 days a week. I got up at 5 a.m. It was a lot. I also was handling my first AP class, and it was AP World History, which has still probably been the hardest AP course I've ever taken, and probably was one of the hardest college courses I've ever taken as well. It was a very stressful year, and this series honestly kept me alive for most of it. If I wasn't reading my history textbook, I was probably reading this series because it made me so happy constantly. Alright, so that is it for the birthday book tag. Now let's swing on over to the Halloween book tag. First question, favorite scary must-read for Halloween? I've never really had one of these, in all honesty. I kind of just get in the mood for like horror, scary, thriller style reads. But I guess a recent favorite scary read I would say is Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I've praised it a lot. You can watch me review it over here at this video. Next question. Scariest book cover like ever? Okay, so I had to go scroll through my Goodreads because I knew there was a book from when I was in middle school that had the creepiest cover for some reason to me. And I finally found it. It was called The Nightmares. I can't remember who the author was, but I don't know why. This cover was so weird and unsettling to me. It just really like sent shivers down my spine. I'm still not really sure why it freaked me out so much, but it did. Next question. If you could go trick-or-treating with any author, who would you pick? Okay, so technically these two are podcasters, but I do have their book up on my shelves. I'm gonna say Georgia Hardstark and Karen Kilgariff from Stay Sexy and Don't Get Murdered, as well as the podcast My Favorite Murder. I love listening to these two ladies. They're so funny and they have such different personalities, but they vibe together really well. And honestly, I would love to just sit and chat with them for an entire night while going through and getting candy. That sounds like a blast. Next question. If you could dress up as any bookish character for Halloween, who would you be? So my go-tos are usually Batgirl or Batwoman. Here's a few photos of me dressing up as them previously. But I would love to have like a actual full-blown Batgirl costume. That would be so awesome. I would definitely use it as an excuse to go to more Comic-Cons and definitely cosplay a lot more. Next question. If you could find anything from any book in your trick-or-treat stash, what would you hope to find? Ooh. Green Lantern's ring. That would be a good one. Ooh. Next question. In what fictional world would you like to go trick-or-treating? I feel like most fictional worlds I read, I wouldn't want to be in because they're like messed up or freaky or have something wrong with them. I'm gonna say a book that's set in our world, so some kind of a contemporary. Next question. What book villain would you not like to meet alone in a dark alley on Halloween? Knew this answer as soon as I read the question. Victor Zsasz from the DC comics. That man creeps me out so much. His whole thing is he's a serial killer, and every time he kills someone, he tallies it on his skin to the point where when he goes up against Batman, he's just like covered in tally marks, and he does this creepy voice, and oh, the voice actor who did him in the Batman Arkham series did such a good job because oh, he haunted my nightmares. He's so creepy. My brother does this like imitation of his voice, and every time it freaks me out. Next question. Would you rather dress up as a vampire, zombie, werewolf, or shadow hunter? I'm gonna go with zombie because I like to do the wacky ones. I feel like it would be the least itchy and most likely to scare people. Finally, what is your favorite Halloween candy? Reese's Cups. Yes, I know I pronounce it wrong. I'm sorry. I've done it literally my entire life. I can't pronounce it correctly. All right, y'all, so that is it. If your birthday is coming up, feel free to do the birthday book tag, but Halloween is coming up tomorrow, so I hope to see some people doing the Halloween book tag as well. Thank you so much for coming to my channel today, guys. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit like and subscribe down below. I come out with videos on Monday and Friday, but until then, I hope you continue to have a terrific day. Bye.